What's up, everybody? Another beautiful day in Hollywood here. I just got out of the gym and the sky is really clear. I was just walking up to get my car and I saw the you can see the Capitol Records building behind me. I don't know if you can see it in this shot, and then the Hollywood signs back there. And there's a couple two big billboards. I'll walk down there and film so you can see. For YouTube Red, giant billboards in the middle of Hollywood. And it just got me thinking, like, about the state of Hollywood and being an actor, and what I've learned since I've been out in Hollywood, what I've learned since I started acting. Took my first acting class when I was 7. Did my first play when I was 14, 15, something like that. There's a Hollywood sign. So, you know, I usually don't get into like the landmarks and stuff like that, but some people like it, so there you go. But the YouTube billboards made me think, like, the state of the studio system in Hollywood and how that's dying. And if I were to give advice to young actors coming up, or any actors coming up, old, young, whatever the case may be, I would say, you know, my top 3 tips would be: don't think that you have to move to Hollywood. Absolutely not. Stay in a small market. You know, I got my SAG card and equity card in Florida. I know plenty of people got their equity card in Minneapolis, smaller markets like that, Denver. You know, there's a lot of filming going on, and obviously Atlanta, Louisiana, New Mexico. And so why I wouldn't move to a big market like LA strictly for acting is primarily because the studio system is dying here. You know, they're clinging to the last gasps of breath for life. You know, I see it all the time on breakdowns. They don't care about your acting resume, or it's secondary to how many followers on social media you have. You know, I see co-star roles, tiny roles, 1 to 5 line roles, and in order to audition for these roles, they want people that have a minimum of 50,000 followers on Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat now. You know, I've seen breakdowns for ultra low budget SAG movies. So ultra low budget is $100 a day, and they're asking for people with like 1 million YouTube subscribers to make $100 a day on their stupid indie movie. And the reason why that's stupid is because, first of all, if you have 1 million YouTube subscribers, you're making more than $100 a day doing your own shit on YouTube. Why would you want to waste your time on some crappy indie movie that you don't care anything about? So they're not saying, oh, we need theatrically trained actors, we need this, we need that. No, we need free exposure via your social media that you've built up. And my feeling is, you know, if someone builds up their social media to the point where they have all those subscribers or those followers or whatever, why not leverage that to do your own project, your own creation? Why would you put all of your subscribers and your followers behind some other person's dream or vision that you don't necessarily have a say in any of it, and you're just a small cog in the machine? You're basically being used for your followers for free, what they think is going to be free marketing for them and their project. You know, there's a lot of YouTube channels that get more views than most primetime TV shows nowadays. Most people don't realize how big YouTube is now. And so when I saw these 2 billboards, I don't know if you can see them now, but for YouTube Red, it's YouTube's paid subscription service like Netflix. Just got me thinking, like, if you're an actor today, whether you're old or young, do your own shit, write your own projects. If you do not have social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, all that crap, and you don't have your own YouTube channel, you are behind. That's what you need to be an actor, to be a successful actor today. Start your own stuff, do your own projects, because people who have recurring, even lead roles on Zach Braff, lead on Scrubs, had to crowdfund his own movie. I mean, that's the state of the Hollywood system. It's more money people, it's more studios being run by multinational corporations that they don't care about making art, making quality product. They just want to make something that's based on previously existing IP, intellectual property. So it has to be based on a book, a comic, an amusement park ride at Disney World, a video game, a remake of a movie, Ben-Hur, all these remakes that are getting done, Ghostbusters. They don't want to take a risk. So what's happening is the mid-budget movies are non-existent. You have mega blockbusters, 100 million and over, and you have 1 million and less. And majority of those are getting crowdfunded, which is cool, but everything in between is virtually non-existent. And even with those micro-budget movies, ultra-low-budget movies, they're wanting star names. I'm sure they're not paying them $100 a day, but the breakdowns I see, they list the pay, ultra-low budget, $100 a day. You can only submit to even audition for the part if you are a star names only, for this small role or lead role, whatever it is that we're listing as $100 a day. I'm sure if they get the right name, they'll pay them more. But ultra low budget movie. I don't remember what the budget cutoff for ultra low budget is, but I think it's under $1 million, or maybe it's under 500,000, something like that. But it's ultra low budget, star names only. The reason for that is they can only get a distribution deal if they have a star name attached. And what a star name is, that's pretty much, I guess, pretty subjective. I'm not sure what qualifies, but these YouTube stars are starting to count as star names. Even Instagram models. You're a girl on Instagram, you have 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, even 100,000 followers. You've never acted a day in your life, and you're getting roles like that over trained actresses. Now, I got a big problem with that, but I'm not going to change the way that the world is going. Instead, all I could say is see the trends, advise other actors of the trends, and hey, maybe you're plugged in, you got a great agent, you're with William Morris or CAA, they're getting you out a lot, that's great. But a guy like me, I have one major co-star credit on my resume that I got in Florida. I've been in Hollywood for 2 years now, and have had like 3 auditions for co-star roles on a network show, and that's it. And so the direction of everything is what Hollywood and the studios and the networks want is safe. Even for a 1-line, 2-line part, they want someone who has played a prison guard or security guard 50 other times, 50 other co-star roles, and then they'll give it to that guy. Because even if I deliver the 1 line just as good, I'm just as good as an actor, they're going to go with the safe bet. The guy that's been here 10 years, 15, 20 years, he's got all these other co-star credits, and that's what they go by. So, unfortunately, these days, I don't know if it ever really mattered how good of an actor you were. A lot of people think that, talent, it has a lot to do with talent. Unfortunately, that's not the case. These days, more than ever, it's, are you doing your own stuff? Are you getting exposure? Are you getting your own followers? Are you building your own following? So my number one tip, if you're an actor, hopefully you see this, is do your own shit. Start your own YouTube channel, get your own social media stuff going, get your own following. The second part of that would be to leverage, once you build that following, leverage that following to generate funding or generate momentum, investors, to doing your own projects. Obviously you can do your own YouTube stuff. Doesn't require any budget at all. I'm shooting this with my phone, There was a movie at Sundance last year that was shot on I think it was an iPhone. So should be doing your own stuff. I would say my second suggestion would be training for your own benefit, to understand the process of what it means to act, some sort of training, foundation, although that doesn't seem to necessarily be valued as something that's worthwhile in Hollywood today, but they will say that's like a double-edged sword. It's a catch-22. They don't seem to value it unless you're British. If you're theatrically trained British actor, they love that shit. Or Australian. If you're Australian or British and you're theatrically trained, they love that shit. Oh, he can do an American accent. Oh my God, he's such a good actor. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. So, step 1, generate your own stuff, generate your own following. Step 2, get some training. Not a bad idea in case you get a big opportunity to step outside your comfort zone, you know. Maybe play Simple Jack or something along those lines. You might want some training for that. My third suggestion, I'm only going to do these 3. My third suggestion is, I understand if acting is your dream and it's your passion and it's something you've always wanted to do. Don't make the mistake that I did for a long time and put it above everything else. For a lot of my life, I worried about being a great actor, and I did not invest enough time in being a great person. And nowadays I realize that is the more important thing. It took me till I was this age to realize that, but I would say focus on being a good person first. Not everyone struggles with that. I did, though. I did for a long time. I thought I could be a great actor without being a good person. Not that I was actively trying to be a bad person, but now my priorities are, I want to be the best person I can be, and, you know, my acting will follow along with that, will come along with that. And if it doesn't, I have different goals in mind now too. I have different things on the horizon. I'm not waiting around to do some Hollywood shit. I'm doing my own shit. I'm generating my own projects. I'm writing more. I'm shooting. Even just shooting this is better than just sitting around on the computer submitting to a bunch of auditions that I'm not getting sent out on or called in for. For me, it feels more productive. Sitting down, writing a blog post, writing a script, writing a sketch, anything like that, creating something, for me, or even working out, is better than just sitting thinking about, why am I not getting called out, submitting for all these auditions, why am I not going on auditions, just mind fucking myself. So top 3 suggestions for any actor of any age: generate your own social media following, do your own stuff, which leads into get training for your own benefit, not just to have it on a resume. Just so you know, if you ever want to do some serious acting that's not, the character is not the same as you, you can do that if you want to play Simple Jack or something like that. And then 3, most important thing, focus on being a good person first and foremost, and everything else will fall into line. Thanks for watching. See you next time.